Good evening, everybody. We'll call this continuation of the public hearing for the 373 Crescent Street, which is a water resource special permit hearing. I'll introduce the board. On my far right is Anthony Kinahan, James Noyes, Howard Anderson, Jerry Stetson, our recording secretary Donna Carter, and I'm Hugh Hurley, the chairman. With that being said, we'll continue on. For the record, Mr. Marioni has sent in the material safety data sheet, so we have those on hand. Which was one of the questions. There was a couple things we had concerns with, and we had to come up with a list of what was going to be the conditions of approval. And I had forwarded a copy to your attorney so that he would have a chance to see it if he had anything that check it over, make sure that we didn't forget anything, and get it on with. And what I'll do is I'll read the list as we're proposing it. No service, repair, washing, or fueling of vehicles will be done on site. Number 2, oil, gas separators and tight tanks will be installed and alarmed. That the building commissioner inform annual inspection to ensure that the use, if you get used, it should be use.
Okay, that's only a draft.
Okay.
I was sick.
Okay, no, I'm not, I'm just pointing so that we'll get taken care of. I read this too, and I didn't see it the first time, but our property remains consistent with the town zoning bylaws. Number 4, that no use that is prohibitive under section 4.6 would be allowed at any time. A lighting plan with no spillover to be submitted. This was something we normally have, and I think we kind of overlooked it. We were looking at so many things. And what we look for in the lighting is that it be aimed away from any residential uses, and if it's out in the middle, that it have either the shoe boxes or the
Right,
covers on
compliant.
top,
Right.
so that so we don't get the night sky
Right.
glow, because you don't want to light up the sky. All you want to do is you want to light up the ground. So what it
Right.
does,
It'd
puts
be
all
dark sky compliant.
right. Pumping schedule and material sheets be submitted. Actually, Donna, I think this should be 2 different things.
Okay.
Material sheets shall be required for all materials brought in.
Okay.
And the pumping schedule
She's trying to get it all on one page.
okay, that is something that Mike will give us, what would be, for the size of it, for like the oil, what that should be. Storage of oil and hazardous material is prohibited, which is already, actually it's redundant, but it's one of the things we're concerned about. 8, that the proposed tenants will need to petition the building commissioner for a zoning determination before occupying the site. And that's to cover whoever comes in. If all of a sudden somebody comes in and they mix gasoline with other chemicals or something, but that isn't consistent. So you're going to have, I believe you have to get a tenant from the building inspector anyways before you can, in a business, to have a tenant. But it's all spelled out there. Walter, did you have any problems with these as written?
I have no issue with it.
Okay, good. I think we covered the other things in the site plan review as far as the paving, the fencing, the screening, and everything has pretty much been taken care of. Okay. With that now, for a special permit, we have to make specific findings. And what we'll be doing is, pursuant to section 4.6, the board must make an affirmative finding that proponents have met the criteria for approval, that the use is A, consistent with the purpose and intent of section 4.6 of the bylaw, B, appropriate to the hydrology, natural topography characteristics of the site, which I think is what Mike was pointing out when he was showing how the drainage and everything will work. Will not during construction or thereafter have an adverse environmental effect on any zones of the Water Resource Protection District. And D, will not adversely affect the existing designated future well sites. So we have to make a affirmative determination on that. If somebody will make a motion.
So moved.
And a second. Any further discussion on this section? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then we go on, that's for the water resource. Then we have to pretty much, for the section, pursuant to section 7.5.3.1 of the special permit granting authority, shall not approve any such application for a special permit unless it finds that in its judgment, use of the site is harmonious with the general purpose and intent of this bylaw, and subject to and consistent with the conditions, safeguards, and limitations herein set forth, and subject to all the following conditions. The specific site is an appropriate location for such use, structure, or condition. B, the use as developed and operated will not adversely affect the neighborhood. C, there will be no nuisance or hazard to vehicles or pedestrians or volume greater than the capacity of streets affected. D, adequate and appropriate facilities will be provided for the proper operation of the proposed use. And E, access to the site over streets is appropriate for the type of vehicles involved. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And we need a motion to grant a special permit to 373 Crescent Street LLC for the alteration of a contractor's storage yard and for activity in the Water Resource Protection District with the conditions as stated above.
So moved. Second.
Although, any further discussion? All those in favor?
Yep.
Okay, one thing that I missed over was Mr. Kinahan was not here at our last meeting, but he has had the minutes and the decision and has an opportunity to review. Have you had an opportunity to review it and you feel confident? Which satisfies that. Okay,
Jim also missed one. Jim also missed one meeting.
did you miss a meeting on this?
Yeah.
The previous?
Yeah, that was the
I
minor
think it
meeting.
was the one the day I saw you down there.
Yeah, did we talk about that this?
Yeah, I think that was like the first night.
Yeah, but he was here the meeting that Tony wasn't,
Yeah.
when we reviewed all
I
this
just
stuff.
Yeah.
wanted to cover everybody that.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, because you've read it.
Yeah.
You just read it all over, so, and you're familiar with it, and you were at the other meetings also. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve the site plan. Okay, that was just a special permit. Now we have to, actually,
Do we have a vote on that? The operation, and water resource?
yes,
Okay,
yeah, we did.
all right, okay.
Yeah, a motion to grant this as with the conditions. Actually, you got here, with the conditions stated above, it should be with the following conditions, because they're on the
Okay.
next page. But we also, because that was we had already discussed it, those were the thing. We also have to make a motion to approve the site plan, for site plan approval with the same following conditions be placed on. One is a special permit, and the other is the site plan review. So I'll entertain a motion to approve the site plan as presented with the following conditions, which are 1 through 8, which I have already read into the record.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The vote is unanimous. Okay. So we're going to need a couple things from Mike. The electric plan and a pumping schedule.
The electric plan, you mean the
Lighting plan.
Okay.
So if you'll, in fact, do you have a lighting plan in there?
Not a, I had proposed lights here on this addition, here in the front, there.
What about yard lights?
But, no, we never included any yard lights, hopefully,
Are there any there?
No,
no.
Are you gonna put any in?
I wasn't planning on it.
Just something on the building that would, shine down and be dark sky compliant
And-
and wouldn't shine
and
on the
they're all on
neighbors.
The side of the building away from the residence, is that correct?
Let me see.
There's nothing on the back of the building at all.
Okay.
I always like to make sure before, but he is right, there's nothing that shows on the west side of the
Okay.
buildings, which would be towards, Crescent Street.
Okay. So, just if you can come up with a recommendation for what the pumping should be on there, put it on a letterhead and submit it to us, so we can submit that also to the building commissioner.
What's it, pumping conditions for what? For the tanks that?
Yeah, for the tight tanks, for the floor drains.
Would they really need to be pumped unless there was a leak? I'm not even sure they work.
It's the inspection, right?
Yeah,
It's
for-
not a pumping, I think it's an
It's
inspection.
Inspection and whether.
You know, like an annual,
Okay.
make sure, that
Well,
everything
because
is
they-
We did
working.
have a leak.
They do
Yes.
eventually fill up.
Yeah,
They do fill up.
Boy,
Yeah.
and you have to
That's
pump
why you
it.
got we got the alarm on it.
If you pull the cover and there's never water in, well,
You never use them, which would
Either
be
that or it's
good.
got a hole in it and it's not doing the job it should.
Yeah.
Jesus, it better not.
We're pulling in without a problem.
All right, I guess we're all set then.
Great. Appreciate it.
Okay, I'll, at this point, I'll close the public hearing and we'll be filing it with the town clerk. There is a 10-day, I'm looking to Walter because Walter was the chairman of the Eastern Board, has done many, the 10-day appeal period, and then you'll be able to go up
20
and
on the special permit.
20.
Thank you, I thought so.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
So once you file on the 21st day, we can go to the town clerk and get it.
Okay. That's why I knew you were here
We'll
for,
monitor it.
I knew you were here for a reason,
Yeah, we'll monitor it.
The
So it'll
appeal
be
period
recorded on
starts
21st
when?
day.
On the
As I
21st day
file it.
after
when we
she,
file it.
With the
starts
town
after
clerk.
she records it
Any
with the town clerk. So
anticipated
it doesn't stop.
I'll
Do the
probably
best
have
you
it filed
can.
by Monday.
Okay.
These guys are gonna have to, I gotta do it, make the changes, get it ready for them to sign. As soon as that's done, we'll submit it.
Well, what she does it is, I'll either go take it down or they'll come in. We'll have it done within a day or so.
Okay. Awesome.
Well, we really appreciate it.
Okay. Very good, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Don.
that it would be a good idea for me to just communicate with the building inspector to see what other people are doing with floor drains
Okay.
that would satisfy him.
I just want him to have a piece of paper so that he knows.
Right.
So
Because he's
that-
gonna have what? Enterprise, Noonan's,
Right?
for two of them that I remember that are recent. That he knows what that
You
paperwork
know,
is.
I don't wanna, underdo it, but I don't wanna
Yeah, yeah,
overdo it
no,
either,
no,
you
no,
know?
By all means,
So-
come up, just as long as he has a piece of paper that
Okay,
that gives him the authority or
Authority.
his guidance. And if getting him to put his input in, by all means, is a good idea.
okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay. We got through everything. Any further?
We gonna have any discussion on the farm?
I think we already did.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, we just gonna let it ride?
I agree, all we can do for now.
You have had no
Thank you very much.
communication with
If you wanna
Fox,
leave
right?
that stuff with me, I can see that Mike gets it. If you wanna do that, or if you're just gonna go.
I'm gonna give
Just give me a copy, just a
Right, I'm
copy
gonna
on my
give
desk.
him a call.
That way I'll
Yeah.
have it.
Communicate with him and see what.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn for the evening.
So moved, second.
Yeah, that's,